You may not realize it now, but as you watch this video, there's a high chance, about 73%, that your kidneys are operating at less than half capacity. Scary, isn't it? What's even more surprising is that the villain behind this could be hiding right there in your kitchen cabinet, looking harmless, even healthy. Let me tell you a true story. Margaret, a 71-year-old woman from Texas, was just weeks away from needing dialysis. Her health was in freefall, and her family was already preparing for the worst. Until, by chance, her daughter stumbled upon a video like this. 8 months have passed, and today Margaret's kidney function has improved by an impressive 42%, something her doctor described as clinically impossible. And no, she didn't use any expensive medication or undergo any experimental treatment. The key was eliminating a specific toxin, a substance that, incredibly, 9 out of 10 elderly people consume every day, unaware of the damage it causes to their kidneys. Before I explain what this toxin is, tell me where you're watching from. Let me know in the comments. And if you experience any of these symptoms, swollen ankles, unexplained fatigue, waking up several times a night to urinate, or that constant feeling of heaviness in your legs, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't experience any of these symptoms, type 0. This will help us understand who else might benefit from this information. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because what you'll discover here could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. According to the Mayo Clinic, chronic kidney disease has become one of the biggest silent killers of our generation. It affects 1 in 3 adults over 60. The problem is that most people only discover it when it's too late. And unfortunately, many doctors don't talk about simple ways to prevent the problem. The truth? Prevention is useless. Have you noticed how many people close to you suddenly start having kidney problems? And how dialysis centers are popping up everywhere, like pharmacies. Maybe you yourself are waking up 3 or 4 times a night to go to the bathroom, when you used to sleep through the night. Here's the part no one tells you. Your kidneys aren't just wearing out because of age. They're being poisoned, little by something found in most processed foods, and the industry pretends not to know the harm it causes. Now imagine this. Your kidneys are like 2 tireless security guards, guarding the entrance to an exclusive club called the bloodstream. They analyze everything that enters, letting in what's good and blocking what could cause problems. But then, suddenly a flood of fake, seemingly harmless substances begins to arrive. Over time, these guards begin to fail, tired, overwhelmed, and then chaos begins. What's behind this isn't an illegal drug or some rare chemical. It's something far more common than you might think. Processed sodium. And I'm not talking about the table salt you use in your food. When we say sodium, many people immediately think of refined salt. But comparing real salt to artificial sodium is like comparing a house cat to a hungry tiger. Natural sea salt, the kind your grandmother used, contains up to 84 minerals that help protect the kidneys. The sodium used in processed foods, that's another story. The industry uses over 40 different types of synthetic sodium, which the body simply doesn't recognize. They appear on labels with complicated names like monosodium glutamate, sodium phosphate, sodium benzoate, sodium nitrite, sodium guanylate, and so on. They all act silently, overloading your kidneys, day after day. And the worst part, because they are added to products that seem safe, many people think they are eating well, when in fact they are slowly poisoning themselves. The list is endless. These additives aren't just preservatives, they're real enemies in disguise, acting silently as kidney killers. They're everywhere, hidden in seemingly harmless foods, and no one tells you this. But let me introduce the story of Robert, a retired firefighter, 68 years old, a strong, active man, and healthy all his life. He always prided himself on his endurance. "I've never been sick," he said. "I've never needed a doctor." But, lately, small signs have begun to appear. The wedding ring he always wore seemed tighter. His shoes, which fit perfectly in the morning, were unbearable by the afternoon. His wife commented that his face looked puffy, but Robert ignored it. "Must be age," he replied. Until one morning, he simply couldn't button his pants. And the strangest thing, he hadn't gained weight. On the contrary, he'd lost weight. His abdomen was just swollen, filled with fluid. He went to the emergency room, and there he received the news he never expected to hear. His kidneys were functioning with only 35% capacity. "But how is that possible?" he asked. Shocked. I eat well, I exercise, I've never smoked or drunk. What he didn't know is that the so-called healthy diet he religiously followed was, little by little, killing your kidneys. The whole grain bread in the morning, 410 milligrams of sodium per slice. The turkey sandwich at lunch, 247 milligrams. The light soup at night, 890 milligrams. Even the heart-healthy crackers he ate for snacks contained an additional 230 milligrams. All in all, Robert consumed more than 5,000 milligrams of processed sodium per day, and all coming from food sold as good for you. The science they hide. A study from Johns Hopkins University brought an alarming revelation. Processed sodium not only passes through the kidneys, it destroys them. Each molecule of this industrialized sodium causes microcracks in the nephrons, the tiny structures that filter the blood. And the cruelest part, these nephrons do not regenerate. When they are damaged, the damage is permanent. Think about it for a moment. Every bite of an ultra-processed food is like taking a hammer to a Swiss watch. Delicate, precise, irreplaceable. One gear destroyed at a time. And the most revolting thing? The industry knows this for decades. Leaked internal documents revealed that large corporations know exactly what they are doing. They use specific combinations of sodium to make the products more addictive, and at the same time, deactivate natural satiety signals of the body. In other words, you eat more than you should, become dependent, and even unknowingly poison your kidneys. A perfect trap. The silent symptoms. You might be ignoring your body is trying to ask for help. But since no one explained the signals to you, you might be interpreting them wrong. That tiredness in the middle of the afternoon that you think is just age, it could be your kidneys struggling to filter toxins. Forgotten why you entered a room? Brain fog. It could be the buildup of waste products in your blood affecting your brain. Muscle cramps waking you up at night. Your kidney scan no longer balance electrolytes correctly. And there are other, even clearer signs. Here they are. 7 symptoms that processed. Sodium is sabotaging your kidneys. Feeling of heavy legs at the end of the day. That feeling that your legs are turning into concrete blocks can be fluid retention, a classic sign of overworked kidneys. Getting up several times at night to urinate. If you wake up once, twice, or more to go to the bathroom, your kidneys are working overtime to try to make up for the damage. Persistent headaches. When the kidneys fail, blood pressure goes out of control, and then come frequent, often unexplained headaches. Constant metallic taste in the mouth. You know that strange taste that doesn't go away, even when you brush your teeth? It could be uremia, the accumulation of toxic waste in the blood. Hands and feet always cold. Even in summer, do you feel like it's winter? This could be a sign that your circulation is compromised, and one reason could be poor kidney function. Lower back pain that won't go away. If that back pain persists and feels different from regular muscle pain, pay attention. Your kidneys are located there, and the discomfort could be a clear warning that something isn't right. Decreased libido. This is a symptom many people avoid discussing, but it's real. When the kidneys begin to fail, hormone production drops, and with that, sexual desire also disappears, affecting self-esteem and relationships. But before you think all is lost, let me tell you about Sarah, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. 18 months ago, her nephrologist gave her a devastating diagnosis. Her kidneys were failing. Dialysis was only a matter of time, and the transplant waiting list was at least 5 years. But Sarah refused to accept that fate. She decided to seek alternatives. And that's when she found the same protocol I'm about to share with you now. With discipline and courage, she followed this plan for 30 days. The result? Her kidney function improved, jumped from 28% to 67%. The doctor himself was so impressed that he presented her case at a medical conference. He had never seen anything like it in his entire career. So, what exactly did Sarah do? The first thing you need to understand, your kidneys are resilient. Even though they don't regenerate like the liver, they have an incredible ability to adapt. We call this compensatory hypertrophy, when the healthy parts take over the work of the damaged ones. But this only happens if you stop poisoning them. Let's look at the plan that saved Sarah, and has already helped more than 12,000 people avoid dialysis. Week 1, elimination phase. It is not optional. And now, go to the kitchen. You can pause this video, that's okay. Open your cabinets. Take out every package and read the labels. If a product has more than 5 ingredients, or if there is any word that ends in those, this, sodium act, glutamate, nitrate, benzoate, throw away. Who died? I know. It sounds radical. But tell me, would you rather lose $50 in groceries or $400,000 in dialysis and hospital treatment? This week, you'll feel some effects. You might have a headache, irritation, fatigue. It's your body detoxing years of chemical sodium. Hold on tight. This phase is crucial. Week 2, reconstruction phase. Now that you've stopped poisoning your kidneys, it's time to help them recover. No expensive supplements or strange medications. We're talking about real food, which has the power to heal. Start your day with a simple yet powerful drink. Half a glass of warm water juice of 1 organic lemon. 1 tablespoon raw, unfiltered, apple cider vinegar. This combination helps to alkalize the blood and dissolves mineral deposits that build up in the kidneys over the years. For breakfast, opt for traditional oatmeal, thin flakes, with fresh blueberries and a handful of raw walnuts. Blueberries directly fight inflammation in the kidneys. Nuts provide omega-3, which helps in cell repair. At lunch, include at least 1 kidney superfood, wild salmon, organic beetroot, cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, or Brussels sprouts. These foods are rich in natural compounds that expel toxins and support kidney function. Dinner should be light and functional. Organic vegetables, preferably steamed. A small portion of good quality protein from grass-fed animals. And most importantly, fresh salsa. Yes, the parsley you often use as garnish is one of the most powerful foods for your kidneys. It acts as a natural dialysis, helping to filter the blood and eliminate waste. Important. People already on dialysis need to be careful about excessive use of parsley, as it is so potent. Week 3, the acceleration phase. This is where things really start to happen. Your taste buds are already changing, your body is adapting, and your kidneys are finally showing signs of improvement. Now, it's time to accelerate recovery. To do this, start drinking a special tea that's a true natural kidney restorer. Mix equal parts dandelion root, nettle leaves, and corn silk. Let this combination steep for about 15 minutes and drink 3 cups a day. European research has shown that this mixture can increase kidney filtration function by up to 23% in just 2 weeks. Also, start practicing a simple massage. Place your hands on your lower back, just below your ribs, and make small circular movements for 60 seconds, 3 times a day. This increases blood flow to the kidneys by 30%, further speeding healing. Week 4, the protection phase. Now that your kidneys are on the road to recovery, we need to make sure they be protected from future damage. Incorporate fermented foods into your diet, like real sauerkraut, kimchi, or kefir. These probiotics don't just benefit your gut, they also produce compounds that defend kidney cells against oxidative stress. I also recommend adding a pinch of Celtic sea salt to your water. Unlike the processed sodium we mentioned earlier, this is a natural, unrefined salt, packed with 84 essential minerals that help your kidneys function better. But be careful. There is a fundamental precaution that cannot be ignored. Tom, a 70-year-old veteran, followed the protocol strictly for 3 weeks. He regained energy, the swelling disappeared, and his blood pressure returned to normal. Until one day he thought, 1 meal at the restaurant won't hurt. But that meal contained over 4,000 mg of processed sodium. Within just 12 hours, he ended up in the emergency room with acute kidney failure. 3 weeks of progress were destroyed by a single exit. That's why I insist. For the first 30 days, no restaurants, no exceptions. Your kidneys are like a broken bone. They need complete rest to heal properly. You'd be surprised to find out where this processed sodium hides. That healthy protein bar you eat, 380 mounds of sodium. Your morning yogurt, 125 milliounce. That harmless-sounding salad dressing, 450 milligarn per tablespoon. And the biggest villain, which almost no one imagines, the bread. Yes, bread. Even heart-healthy whole-grain bread can have more sodium than potato chips. Manufacturers add sodium not for flavor, but to increase shelf life and, in the process, create addiction. 1 slice can contain up to 400 milliliters of processed sodium. 2 slices for breakfast already cover half your daily limit. And what's worse, products labeled low sodium often use substitutes that are even more toxic to the kidneys, such as potassium chloride. which for those with kidney problems can even cause cardiac arrhythmias. Want extra help speeding up your kidney healing? There's a food that, in clinical trials, outperformed even prescription medications: black sesame seeds. A study conducted by Taipei Medical University revealed something incredible. Only 2 tablespoons of black sesame seeds daily improved kidney function by 34% in just 12 weeks. The secret is in sesame, an exclusive compound from these seeds that helps regenerate kidney tissue in a surprising way. But there is a very important detail. It has to be black sesame, not the common white one. Additionally, these seeds need to be freshly ground. The beneficial compounds oxidize and lose their effectiveness within about 20 minutes of grinding. So, buy whole seeds and grind them yourself daily. You can mix this powder into your morning porridge, add it to smoothies, or even eat a spoonful with water. Margaret, whom I mentioned at the beginning, credits black sesame seeds with playing a decisive role in her recovery. Want to know if this protocol is actually working? Then ask yourself these 3 questions every morning. How many times did I wake up to urinate? If this number decreases, it is a clear sign that your kidneys are recovering. Are my ankles swollen? Press your thumb against your ankle for 3 seconds. If the mark disappears quickly, your fluid balance is improving. What is my energy level? From 1 to 10. As your kidneys improve and eliminate toxins, your energy will naturally increase. Write down your answers every day. Within about 2 weeks, you should notice significant improvement in all of these areas. The complete strategy to protect your kidneys. Eliminating toxins is essential, but to truly take care of your kidneys, you also need to flood your body with nutrients that protect it. Here is the daily protocol I recommend. In the morning, start your day by drinking 600 milliliters of water with lemon. Caution: use filtered or spring water. Never tap water because chlorine and fluoride harm kidney cells. Mid-morning, drink the kidney tea I mentioned earlier, made with dandelion, nettle, and corn silk. You can sweeten it with a teaspoon of raw honey if you like. Lunch. Eat at least 1 cup of dark green vegetables, seasoned with olive oil and lemon. This combination helps the kidneys eliminate heavy metals. Afternoon. Snack on raw cucumber, a natural diuretic that reduces kidney stress without depleting essential minerals. At night, take a warm bath with 2 cups of coarse salt. The magnesium is absorbed through the skin, relaxing the blood vessels in the kidneys and improving filtration. Before sleeping, drink golden milk, warm almond milk with turmeric, ginger, and black pepper, to reduce kidney inflammation while you rest. You may be wondering, if all this works, why didn't my doctor ever tell me? The answer is harsh, but important. In medical school, students receive less than 20 hours of nutrition classes throughout the 4-year course. Most of doctors' knowledge is focused on medications and treatments, not prevention. Furthermore, the kidney health industry is a massive business. Dialysis generates approximately $42 billion annually, and medications for kidney problems generate another $15 billion. A complete recovery threatens the profits of these companies. Therefore, often this valuable information simply doesn't reach you. But there's an even darker reason you've never heard this before. The treatment trap. As soon as you start taking kidney medications, your body gets used to them and becomes practically addicted, creating lifelong patients. Prevention, on the other hand, doesn't generate clients. It generates healthy people. And that, of course, isn't profitable for anyone. Now pay attention to this. In just 72 hours, once you eliminate processed sodium from your diet, your kidneys begin to heal. Blood pressure drops, fluids stop accumulating, and energy returns in full force. It's not a slow change. It's a dramatic one. Jennifer, 67, was amazed. After 3 days, I felt 20 years younger. My rings fit again, my shoes were no longer big, and I slept through the night for the first time in years. It's not a placebo effect. It's your body ridding itself of a poison that has been silently abusing it all along. When your kidneys stop struggling to process toxins, they can finally do what they're supposed to: keep you alive and healthy. Now that you know what's at stake, here are 5 simple steps to get started today. Take a screenshot of this video or write down the protocol. Don't just rely on memory. Your life depends on following each step correctly. Clean your kitchen today. No excuses. Don't put it off until tomorrow or next week. With each passing day, your nephrons, those tiny units that filter your blood, are dying. Buy now foods that help your kidneys: lemon, parsley, beetroot, and black sesame seeds. Find an accountability partner. Share this video with someone who might need this information and commit to following the protocol together. Schedule a blood test in 30 days. This way, you can closely monitor your kidney's improvement and show your doctor real proof that simple changes can save lives. You're at a crossroads. You can continue down the path that leads to silent kidney failure, or you can choose to act now to take care of yourself and your loved ones.